Have you ever wanted to fly? I always wondered, why couldn't we fly? Everything's possible. Quantum physics shows it. Even as a little kid, I always knew it was possible. But is it probable? And over time, I kind of thought it was like the collective unconscious. It was because we're at a certain level, and so we can't fly. And that might be partially the truth. But the other part of the truth is we came here to be limited. That's why we're in a physical 3D body. There's many different forms, there's different dimensions that we could manifest in. But we're here because this is probably one of the deepest, the most real experiences. The most real IMAX simulation movie experience called God. For reals, that's what it is. If you haven't realized that by now. If you don't get what I'm saying, then what the heck are you doing here? If you don't realize that this is a simulation, what you're watching is being projected from your own consciousness. I'm just a figment of your own imagination. No, I'm not. Don't say that to people. I realize that's how you creep people out real quickly. I am existing in another plane of existence, but I am you and you are me. And we are you. Anyways, back to today's subject. Why we can't fly? Why are we limited? Because in the limitedness, that's how we remember who we are. Oh no, I'm struggling out in the desert. The reason why a lot of people haven't found God, they might have found God, their version of God, but God, is because they haven't struggled. They haven't gone out in the wilderness for a couple days and without food and water, so to speak. It's an analogy. It can be that way too, but in that darkness, that's where you find the light. I remember I used to go to Freemason meetings a while ago. I know I look young, but I'm actually 44. Just kidding. But it's still a mystery. Who no one really knows. I was adopted. Anyways, the Freemasons have different rites or passages, things that they do, ceremonies and ritual. One of them is you basically go inside a coffin or a dark room, and you just have bread and a little bit of water, but you're not supposed to really eat or drink, but they're there if you really need it. And yeah, you just sit there for 3 days. And so it's kind of like a deprivation tank, and after 3 days, your mind goes a little, probably start seeing things. But the moral of the story, it's one of those things that kind of lead you to the light. It's kind of like the 7 days in the desert kind of thing. You're at your brink of collapse, and you're like, God, please. And he's like, poke a hole in the rock. And you're like, okay. And then there was a spring underneath that area, and then water comes out. Oh, it's a miracle. That's back to the limitation. We're in physical 3D limitation. But that's the illusion. Because although our ego is temporary and will die, our true spirit, our soul, is eternal. And so truthfully, there's nothing to worry about, unless you're identifying with your ego. But yeah, we're coming into a whole new age now. And so the ability to fly is going to be possible. And it was possible in the past. Magic carpets, It wasn't the carpet that was magical, but it's going to be possible as the collective raises its frequency, its consciousness, its beliefs. I see so many younger generation people out there. Is that what you call them? They're just a couple years younger than me. But they'll be like, what do you want to do with your life? Because that's a question I ask everyone for some reason. It's like, I want to learn how to fly. I'm like, oh, like a jet? And there's like, no, like, just with my body, just fly. Perfectly sane dude. Perfectly rational, but that's his goal in life. Is to figure out how to fly. But, yeah. It's first realizing who we really are. And it's baby steps. You don't just one day know how to fly. Like, you develop your relationship with God, with the insane belief that anything is possible, but Saturn, Satan as it's called, what Satan comes from, Saturn is represented by the base chakra and physical reality and, quote, limitation. That's Satan. That's Saturn. So when Saturn's around, all the chaos comes up. No one likes Saturn. Go away, Saturn. Sun comes out. Yay, Saturn. Yay, Sun. Yay, Jupiter. F Saturn. F you, Satan. Alright, we're getting vulgar. We're getting aggressive. So, knowing that that's what Satan is that limitation, is that, oh, I'm stuck. Curse you, God. That's the illusion. That's the illusion, to think that we're stuck and to think that have beliefs that aren't serving us. To think that life is hard and we gotta be miserable. It's not about that. It's about being free. And once you are... What I've always said is, I've always wanted to fly, but once I figured out what true flying is, to be fly as a human. To fly as a human. Sometimes the super normal is actually just natural. It's just super normal is just supernatural. So to be fly is to be free, to express yourself, to be giving, to be your authentic self and be sharing your gifts and talents or whatever with the world. And not be held back by any limitations, by any perceived limitations. Because everyone that's been successful has had to go through their own limitation, however way that may look. Everyone had to go through the same thing. The doubt, the suffering, not thinking of being worthy of it. But to get to the other side, to truly fly, you gotta step into it. You gotta believe. You gotta step into the discomfort. Do different things. Do things outside the norm. Break that paradigm that's been building that says you're stuck, that says you can't fly. So, hope this is useful for you. How to Stay Fly, Volume 2 coming out next. Hope you're staying holy, staying gangster. Maybe not that one. We're not gangster anymore. Especially everything that's going down in the music industry now. Dun-dun-dun. So, yeah. I just learned that recently. I didn't know that Saturn is represented by the root chakra. And that's physical reality, of course, and the limitation. So, don't let the devil fool you. Don't let whatever you're seeing fool you. Take time to be with Thy Father in heaven, meaning meditating with your eyes closed, and feel that peace, feel that love, and recharge. We eat food and sleep to recharge our physical body, but our spirit, even though we do it when we sleep, it could still need a recharging. are restarting. Our brain gets cluttered with all the things, and that's blocking our energy. It's a bunch of open tabs on our monitor, and so it's not loading properly. So, taking time to be in nature, going on a walk, or meditating to clear that, and then coming back to whatever it is you're doing is going to help you so much. So don't let limitation hold you back.